Hi everybody, this is a green, white, and blue Shanna Purifying Blade based control deck. We've got 3 copies of our titular card in here, one of my favorite creatures in Standard, so if I do have to be playing a creature, it's got to be a good one, and this certainly fits the bill. It lets us draw X cards at the end of our turn based on how much life we gained that turn, and that 1-to-1 mana to card ratio is really nice. So let's take a look at the deck as a whole and kind of see how this thing works. You can see we've got some early game interaction with a couple of Marches of Otherworldly Light and some Fateful Absence over here. We're running 2 Impulse to take a look at the top of our deck. 1 Recommission, because if somebody removes Shanna, that cannot stand and she must return to the battlefield as soon as possible. Even better than before. Now, over in the 3 drops, of course, we've got Shanna, 1 Broker's Charm, a couple of Brokers Ascendancy. I think 2 is the right number in here. Too many of these, and you don't actually have that much on the board to put counters on. Too few, and you never see it, so I think 2 is pretty good for us. Goes really well with Wedding Announcement, creates a nice little board of tokens for us, and then pumps them up. Then we've got 3 Borrowed Time up here for some extra removal. Of course, the Wandering Emperor is here as a nice combat trick and token creator. A lovely array of 5 mana planeswalkers here. We've got Elspeth Resplendent, Teferi Temporal Pilgrim, Wrenn and Seven, and a couple of copies of Tamiyo Compleated Sage. Tamiyo is nice in here because she helps us bring back facsimiles of Shanna's gone by, and we get to use her all over again. For some mass removal, we're trying 4 copies of Vanquish the Horde, an interesting board wipe that gets cheaper the more creatures are on the battlefield, and then 2 copies of Farewell just to kind of catch everything else that we didn't get to remove before. Over here we've got a nice smattering of dual and triple lands, plus 1 of Plaza of Heroes to be able to protect Shanna a little bit better. Now let's get over and see a few games with this deck on the ranked standard ladder. I'll be with you for some commentary, of course, but as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. All right, I think we got to keep this. It's only 2 lands. We'll start off with Spara's headquarters. We have Shanna in our opening hand. How can I not keep it? Well, luckily, we pick up land number 3. We've got Fateful Absence up for this turn. Maybe we can clear the board and have Shanna come down with unfettered access to the opponent. Voice of the Blessed from them, though, that is going to easily earn our Fateful Absence. Land number 3. Let's start with Wedding Announcement. I want to make some tokens here and then maybe refill our hand with Shanna. Yeah. That's the way. Opponent with a Wedding Announcement of their own. We are just going to stack these up. Shanna's okay early, but where she really shines, and kind of the way we've built this deck, it's kind of hard to remember, at least for me personally. I just want to get her out there. Ooh. Phyrexian Vindicator. I think we may have to march that on our next turn. We should have enough. Anyway, her role in this deck, I got to keep telling myself this, is to basically fill our hand back up once we've kind of spent out our 2 and 3 mana plays. We're going to march Otherworldly Light, this Phyrexian Vindicator. No attacks. Now our team is slightly bigger than theirs. One of our Wedding Announcements has flipped over. Opponent with a Sarah Paragons. They're going to be able to recast Voice of the Blessed, but not this turn. Their Wedding Announcement flips over, so they've got a stack of 2/2s as well. Let's see. We can do Shanna or Teferi. Let's just get in with everybody. Try to clean this up a little bit. Definitely going to lose one of the Paragon. They're correct in assuming we have no combat tricks. All right. So we clear it up a little bit, but we've got Shanna. Shanna ticks up. Wedding Announcement will draw us a card and flip over. So Shanna is now a 5/5. Our leftover token, a 3/3. Opponent with a second Sarah Paragon. And there's that Voice of the Blessed, finally. So now maybe Shanna can help us refill our hand a little bit and kind of switch us over into more of a late-game mode. Our Impulse finds Borrowed Time and Farewell. Looking at this board, they've got a couple of Paragons, but we're still sitting at 20, and they don't really have anything else in their graveyard right now. I think we're going to take Farewell just as kind of an insurance policy, but I kind of like having our flipped Wedding Announcements. Let's get in here and see what they do with this. Okay, they're going to block. They're also going to take 5 from Shanna. So we could just refill our hand, draw a whole bunch of cards. We could play Teferi here. Let's end the turn there. I would love to be able to draw some cards. Let's draw 5. We'll discard a land. Nice. And we're up to 25, so we've got a little more time to deal with these paragons. I mean, we've got the answer in our hand. All right, opponent with a Siege Veteran. Opponent kind of overextending here, so we could be able to get him with this Vanquish the Horde and keep our enchantments. I mean, we could farewell and keep our enchantments. It's just expensive. Now we've got Tamiyo as well. We've got Brokers Ascendancy. Let's Vanquish. Got enough mana for this now. Shanna's done her part. We can get her back eventually with Tamiyo if we really need her. Let's see. Let's get Teferi going.
I'm finished running from battles I might not win.
Yeah, we made a token.
That handsome devil.
The token is a 4/4 naturally, thanks to our wedding announcement, but this does leave Teferi a little bit vulnerable. My mistake on that part. At least we've got a backup, and we definitely have more cards than our opponent does. So they're digging through with this clue token. They made a might with Mirex. Yep, and they will get in at Teferi. Good choice. Teferi is down, but we have a nice leftover token. We get a March, which is going to be nice if we want to clear the way for blockers here. Let's start with Tamiyo. We'll just do the cheap version. That will let me keep up Fateful Absence and March for the future. Tap down the Might, and then we will get in with 5/5 Teferi token. Actually, we can play this Brokers Ascendancy. What are we gonna remove that's really gonna be a threat to us? They've got one creature. If they want to attack Tamiyo, that's fine. She's still alive. Opponent with a couple of enchantments now. Sigarda's Splendor and another wedding announcement. Wedding announcement makes a token, so they have 2 tokens on the board. Our mini Teferi goes up to 7/7. Let's tap down one of these tokens. We can march the other one for almost free here. Let's submit 0. Great, we will do that. And let's get in. There's no way we can't draw enough to make it lethal. And let's see, Shanna time. No, let's get Teferi going. We'll do another token here. We've got the Brokers Ascendancy, putting tokens not just on our creatures, but on our planeswalkers, and that should wrap it up. All right, good game. We've got double Brokers Ascendancy in this here opening hand. Could be rough. Broker's Charm is just okay. Been trying it out. It's all right. But we might be able to get in a situation where we can wedding announcement into Broker's Ascendancy. I think it makes sense to do it in that order. And just make a board full of fearsome humans. Let's give it a try. We got wedding announcement down. Opponent with just a doggo. Looks like they're on some mono white stuff. Opponent follows up with their own wedding announcement. We will play land number 4, go into Broker's Ascendancy. Let's see how this stacks it. Oh, good. Arena, thank you. You did something really good for me. Phyrexian Vindicator. All right, well, we've got a march for this. We just need a land to deal with it. There we go. Now we can afford that. We can afford to keep our single Broker's Ascendancy going for the meantime. I do like how it stacks the triggers in the most advantageous way for us, in that it creates the creature token and then puts the counters on it. Nice that I don't have to choose to do that every time, I guess. Opponent with a Steel Seraph. And then a Spirited Companion. Spirited Companion will get flying thanks to the Seraph, and the Wedding Announcement will flip over, leaving them a board of 5 2/2s plus the Seraph. Well, I don't really want to sit back. Let's get in. I know I was just bad-mouthing Broker's Charm, but there's a slim chance we could do a little combat trick with it here. Let's see. Opponent's going to double block one of the 4/4s, going to double block both the 4/4s. That is fine, because what we're going to do is Broker's Charm on destroy target enchantment and hit their flipped Wedding Announcement. That will weaken everybody, so we will end up trading with the Seraph and almost wiping their board of tokens. Brokers Ascendancy puts counters on our leftover guys. All right, that's enough. Good game. Alrighty, back here with some Bant Shanna-based control. We're going to start off with Spara's headquarters. Looks like our opponent may be on mono red. As they play a Feldon, get in for 2 hasty damage. Let's see here. Let's play Untapped Plains. Gives us the option to march a Swift Spear if we want to. And then we can possibly Borrowed Time Feldon. What is that? Blazing Crescendo. I guess that's fine. We're going to take a big chunk from Feldon here. Pumps it up to a 5/3. No follow-up, though. Let's get our Deserted Beach down. We're going to Borrowed Time Feldon. Luckily, most of our removal prevents them from seeing any extra cards off of Feldon. They likely don't have any enchantment removal, being in mono red. Kumano Faces Kakazan comes down from them, so we're going to take 1 and go to 12. We're at land number 4. We are pretty much telegraphing that we have a Wandering Emperor in hand, but that is not going to stop the intrepid mono red opponent. Second Kumano brings us to 11. No other plays, though. Let's get a Wandering Emperor down, man. We've got a backup for removal. We're going to make a Samurai token here. Great threat versus a mono red deck since it can do double duty, so we're going to make another one.
Let your blade do the
We will get in with the oldest of the Samurai. Still stuck on 4 lands, so we're going to have to wait. Keep up a little bit of removal, and this other Wandering Emperor. Kumano flips over. Opponent got plenty of land to do what they need. Oh, they're going to cast Shivan Devastator. That'll come in with an extra counter thanks to the second Kumano they've got going. Let's let them get in for the attack here. Kumano going at the Wandering Emperor. Happy to trade a token for Kumano here, and let's go there, and we'll do March on the Devastator since that should just be 2 mana. Let's make sure. Yes, great. The Devastator is only a larger mana cost while it's on the stack. Otherwise, it's considered 1 mana value. Okay, there's land number 5. Let's get Teferi down. Teferi's tokens can quickly get out of hand of the mono-red opponent. We'll just put a counter on the Samurai that we're attacking with this turn. If the opponent had any bird in hand, we probably would have seen it by now on the Wanderer or this token. But coming down with a Bloodthirsty Adversary. They will pay the extra cost. And it looks like they're going to repeat that Crescendo from earlier. It'll draw them a card. Sorry, is that draw or exile? At any rate, they've got a second Crescendo. All right, so we're staring down a 5/3 and a 6/4. They're tapped out. We'll trade with one of these. We can take the 6/4, so we're down to 5. Teferi and the token both grow. We know they've got a Play with Fire and an Ancestral Anger in hand. Let's draw a card. Okay, March is good for us. Emperor, let's make a blocker.
Keep watch for intruders.
We'll get in with the token for 4, bring our opponent to 11. So are we going to be able to survive this next turn? Let's get Brokers Ascendancy down, make our blockers a little bit bigger, protect the Planeswalkers, and we still have a little bit of mana left up for some removal if they try and go big on the combat tricks like they've been doing. All right, Play with Fire, it's going to hit us in the face. They keep on top. Ancestral Anger, that could draw them this card. No, they're sitting back. All right, let's go our turn. So Teferi will tick up along with the token. We've got 9 on board. Let's remove the adversary. Oh. We probably should have marched there. It's probably fine. We're going to draw with Teferi. That makes the spirit bigger. We're up to 10 damage total from our creatures. We'll put another counter on the Teferi token. And that is enough. Ooh, I was worried about that card draw there. Good game. All right. Can't keep a mono white opener. That's not much better. All right, we will keep this one. Let's see here. I think we're going to put back Broker's Charm and Dreamcarve Coast. No, let's do Tamiyo. I need stuff we can do, and I can't really afford to wait until turn 4 for most of our spells. Charm we could at least use to draw 2. Like, it's not stellar. I think I've said this before. It's not great, but it's fine. Opponent looks to be on blue and black, so let's get land number 3 down, keep our charm up, maybe draw. Opponent with Dismal Backwater and nothing. Let's draw 2. Usually that's ninjas when you see those colors, but this might be control or maybe the poison proliferate. Hold on. We might be in a situation where we're drawing too many lands here, so let's hold the headquarters. Just get Shanna down right now. Start making up for our heavily mulliganed opening hand. Maybe draw some cards to make up for lost time. Oh, they got some red in there, it looks like. Okay. Graveyard Trespasser, then. That's going to remove our Broker's Charm, only thing in the graveyard. Let's get in here and see if we can't do a little trick. All right, opponent will block, trying to trade with Shanna. Wandering Emperor is going to flash in. We'll give Shanna a nice counter. Take out the Trespasser, gain a little bit of life, and we'll play this untapped land so we can at least draw one in the whole transaction. Great. Opponent with a land. Corpse Appraiser. All right. This must be a flavor of the Grixis deck list with Fable, Corpse Appraiser, and all the hits. Looks like a Brotherhood's End just went to the grave. All right. Well, let's get in with Shanna. She's bigger than this Appraiser. Shanna hits. That's going to gain us 4 life. Play land number 6 for us. Make a little Samurai, and then Broker's Ascendancy. Put a counter on everybody. A little too much there. Good game. All right, I think this is keepable. We've got a board wipe, we got early removal, and then we got Elspeth to build us up a little board. Start ourselves off with Spara's headquarters. Opponent with a black and white land. As we pick up Wedding Announcement. That will be a nice turn 3 play. There's a reason why you see it everywhere, and it's good at what it does. We're going to play Eiganjo just so we can play this on time. There are a lot of good cards in here that we can play on 3. Ooh, Brokers Ascendancy. That's nice. All right, let's get in with our token. Oh. Ah, nuts. We are short on lands. Should have played the Spara's headquarters. All right, we'll get it down now. Ascendancy can come down next turn. We're still building up a nice board with Wedding Announcement. All right, no land number 5, so we'll get in with just 1. I would like to create a token, and then we will Broker's Ascendancy, make another token, flip the announcement, and put a counter on everybody. So we got a nice board of 3/3s. Opponent looks like they're holding up an Emperor. Let's see what they do here. Nope. All right, we're getting in for 9. Ascendancy goes off. They're 4/4s now. Okay. Ascendancy and announcement. Good combo. All right, back here with another one. We got some Bant Shanna-based control. I think we can keep this. Can't do anything until turn 3. Sometimes dangerous against mono red, but also sometimes fine. Sometimes you draw into the Fateful Absence or the March that you need. Opponent with a Plains. Seed Core into Jawbone Duelist. So this is likely the white toxic deck going around. Gonna have to take a hit from this here. We can at least try to borrowed time it next turn. Nasty thing about white is they are able to remove our enchantments sometimes. Alright, so opponent will get in with the duelist. We will get 2 poison counters. They've got the might-oriented piece of equipment over there. I think we will still borrowed time on the duelist. Opponent with land number 4. Another equipment. And just passing for the moment, we get a recommission off the top of our library. All right, I think with this board, unless our opponent has a big surprise for us. Okay, they're going to destroy evil on the borrowed time. Holding up the Wandering Emperor here. They are going to equip the Duelist. When it goes to attacks, it will get a trigger, unfortunately, but we can remove it with the Wandering Emperor. Okay, Duelist is exiled. They do have a might left over. We're sitting on 5 lands. We can go Ascendancy. Let's do that. Unfortunately, can't make a token first without losing the Emperor. Slight oversight. Yep, opponent could equip up here and then take out the Wandering Emperor. Or just do that. That's fine. Let's see. Yeah, let's get Shanna going here. Shanna's a decent blocker. We will put a counter on her.
Show them how we greet our enemies.
Shanna goes up to 5/5, so can now block the big Might Lord over there. Oh, they're going to destroy evil on Shanna. Do not like that. All right. Wanderer down as the Overseer gets in on her. We get land number 6. Let's try to do a 2 things turn here. Borrowed Time's going to come down. We'll exile the Overseer. Nope, unless they've got, what, Lauren's Escape? Nope, okay. Just checking their lands. And then we will recommission Shanna. You're going back in. Nice. Shanna comes out as a 4/4. Thanks to the recommission. She'll get a free counter from the Ascendancy. Opponent with Restoration of Eiganjo. Goes and finds a plains. Plays it out. Looks like they're reading the seed core one more time. And we just draw a land. So we've got another Ascendancy and an Elspeth. Can't do both. Not like we're really generating tokens. Could get Elspeth down. We'll have 1 mana left over if we want to do a little draw with Shanna here. Let's see what we can find with Elspeth, and then we'll figure out if we want to attack or not.
You're safe now.
Ugh. Only thing was another Shanna and some lands, so we'll grab a land. Let's get in with Shanna. Ascendancy will put counters on Elspeth anyway. And I think we're going to draw here with Shanna instead of putting down second Ascendancy. We will draw 3, get a Broker's Charm and a Wedding Announcement. Ascendancy puts counters on everybody. Opponent has Chapter 2 of Restoration, opts not to discard anything. They're going to play out Wedding Announcement. And get in at Elspeth with the Might token.
Watch the roughhousing.
Wedding Announcement gives them a token. And let's see, we've got Shanna here at 6. Let's put a counter on Shanna.
Show 'em what you got.
We're going to do Vigilance here. There's a line where we could remove this token and try to get in for 7 and then maybe give Flying next turn. That might have been better, but we're going to activate Seed Core. Does that give it Death Touch? No, it does not. Okay, was worried for a second there. But this way we can get a few things down, go a little wider. You never know when these decks are going to run Farewell or Depopulate. A little risky to put all of our eggs in the Shanna basket. It's nice of a basket that might be. So opponent's Restoration is going to flip over. They're going to have a Might Overseer now. And no attacks, so Wedding Announcement gives them a token. We get Plaza of Heroes. That's going to be nice for keeping Shanna alive here. Okay, now
Let's do this together.
let's do a token for Shanna. We will give her Flying. And we will get in with the Flying Vigilant Lifelinky Shanna. Okay, opponent drops down to 5. We are at 50. Let's get some end of turn triggers going here. I think I do want to take action and draw with Shanna. Let's get 4 cards. We get Farewell, Impulse, and a couple of lands. We will discard those lands. So we've got 2 Fateful Absence up right now. Opponent gonna have to deal with this Shanna. Sending everybody at Elspeth. Elspeth has played her part, though. Unless there's a combat trick I'm missing, this may just be a last-ditch effort at attacks.
Hey, I'm just running.
All right,
an errand.
Elspeth takes a little bit of damage. We will pass to regular damage. Nope, okay. Any removal here. Farewell. Farewell for when you want those games to last 20 minutes or more. Okay, can we do anything? I think we can make Shanna indestructible, but that doesn't help against the exile effect. Let's Impulse. Pick up a Wedding Announcement, rebuild this board a little bit. They're going to get back their creature. But we've got an Absence we can use it on. Let's see. And we still have Elspeth. So let's do Fateful Absence. And then our turn. Okay. She's at 6 counters. We could go for angels, but I think this is... Oh, this is better in the short term. We're going to pick up a Shanna with a shield counter. Wedding announcement. Play a land. And then pass it. So we get a token. We've got a Shanna up. Holding up the ability to play this Wanderer too. Okay, opponent's going to sacrifice the clue token we just gave them. Let's see, Broker's Charm. Could draw us a couple of cards, but let's get Wandering Emperor down and see if we can't close this one out while we've got a window. We will make a token, just in case they got instant removal for something. Alright, now we'll put a +1/+1 counter on Shanna. She's got the shield counter. We'll put a counter on... Yeah, Shanna again. We'll give her all the things. And we will send everybody in. Total of 8 damage. What do you got? Ah, there's a Wandering Emperor. So they can exile the token because it's tapped, but everybody else is safe. So I think even with the 2 life they're going to gain... They're still going to take 7, and that will be just enough to finish this game off. Yep. They had something, but it didn't quite fit the situation. Let's see if we can charm and add a little... Nah, it doesn't do anything. All right. Good game.
Shanna!